So, hey guys, welcome to my movie review of the film Focus. It stars Will Smith and Margot Robbie, and is a film about a con artist played by Will Smith. And he's been at this for a while. He knows a lot of different techniques to being a con artist. He knows how to, steal people's wallets and steal people's watches, and he's able to do it without them being suspicious about it. He knows everything about, how to handle credit cards and all this other stuff if you do take these from people. And so basically, there is a girl right away in the movie that wants to be a con artist just like Will Smith is, and she's played by Margot Robbie from Wolf of Wall Street. For those who've seen that movie, um, and so she wants to know what Will Smith does and how he doesn't, how he's able to get away with it so quickly. And another reason why she wants to do it is because they get a lot of money for it. They get a lot of money off of these things that they can get their hands on and steal from all other people. So basically, as the movie progresses and as Will Smith is teaching Margot Robbie how to do all this stuff, they also blossom a romance together. They become a couple, and because they're both con artists, that gets very bumpy because they're always betraying people. They're always telling lies and being able to get away with stuff, and that very much plays off of that idea throughout the course of the movie. Another thing that happens throughout the movie too, no spoilers obviously, is they always run into criminals that basically either their con artist techniques don't work, or these criminals are already aware of these techniques, or they're better at placing bets than they are. And so basically that's another thing that these two con artists face throughout the course of the movie is there's always going to be that person that's going to be outsmarting them, or if they remember them by face or by name, that's going to backlash against them later on if they encounter them later on. And so this movie very much plays off of that idea. So, Focus, you guys, I thought it was an okay film. It was definitely a film where the trailers made it better than it really was. It's definitely a film where they probably took the best little moments they could in the movie and made a really interesting trailer, but unfortunately, the movie itself just really wasn't that great. So for my positives and negatives of Focus, I do like how the film at least attempted a Steven Soderbergh film vibe. So for those who've seen the films like Out of Sight or Ocean's 11, Focus definitely is very inspired by those two movies. I could definitely see the Steven Soderbergh inspiration here. And I definitely like that vibe that they went with. It felt very appropriate for the story they were trying to tell. I definitely saw a lot of Out of Sight kind of vibe references. So thumbs up to that. That vibe of the movie was pretty cool. I also like how the film explores the techniques of con artists, how it's about getting people to trust you and being able to take the watch or take the wallet or take the purse from somebody without them getting suspicious, how to distract them and then take it away. And so the film very much plays off of this, definitely with Will Smith's character a lot since he knows so much about this kind of stuff. So like I said, I like how the film really explores the techniques of con artists and how they're able to get away with stuff. Will Smith and Margot Robbie give very good performances here, and that's not too big of a surprise because Will Smith and Margot Robbie are both very talented at what they do. So if you're a fan of either one of them, their acting performance here is very good. BD Wong from Law and Order and from Jurassic Park and soon to be Jurassic World later this year. BD Wong does make a villainous character role in this movie here. And I really like his villainous character. It's a very fun character. You definitely saw the tension between him and Will Smith a lot in the movie. He's not in the movie too long, which is kind of the downside. But when he is in the movie, it's a pretty fun character. I really would have liked to have seen his character played off more so. And when I get to my negatives here, you'll definitely see why I really wish his character could have been utilized more because this is a very fun character. And like I said, I like that there's that tension between him and Will Smith, and even with Margot Robbie at times too. But overall, it's a very fun character that they had in the movie here, and it was cool to see B.D. Wong make an appearance in this movie. I also like this good-looking city nightlife kind of look that this film production had. It definitely took advantage of the city that they were filming in. It just looks very good. It's a very nice-looking movie. It definitely has very good night shots and city shots and helicopter shots, and just I like the way they shot a lot of the movie. It was just a very good-looking production. Now, for my negatives of Focus, I do think this film suffers from too many subplots. The film just gets too distracted, and oh well, they mess with this person, now they have to do this. Oh, they mess with this person, now this happens. They mess with this person, now that this happens. Now they're betraying each other. Now the romance doesn't work. Now they want to get back together again. There's just so many different subplots that the film did not need, and I really wish that they could have just used one or two, or maybe even three if they were careful enough, and then just made a movie off of that. But the film has like 5 or 6 different ideas, and it just doesn't know which one to pursue. And at the end of the day, the film feels kind of messy because of the fact that it doesn't know what it wants to be. And also, there's like a race car subplot thing at one point. Really didn't like it, so I really hated that portion when it came to the subplots. There's also some very choppy editing in this movie. I don't like the way how this film was edited. Some scenes just feel like they aren't placed together correctly, or they quickly cut to something and it just doesn't feel right. So I don't like the editing in this film. There's something about the editing that didn't really work for me. I also felt that with the BD Wong character, going back to him again, very much a missed opportunity to make a very fun lead villain for the movie. Unfortunately, when we do get introduced to who is the lead villain character of the movie, it's a very flat character, and that's really too bad because BD Wong did such a great job with the character that they meet at this football stadium at one point in the movie. Really could have made for a great movie if they just continued off of that subplot. Once again, going back to the subplots. Um, if they just worked off of that more, I think they could have had a very fun movie here that could have had a very fun villain. But unfortunately, his character's not in the movie that long. When we do get a character who has a lot of screen time, like this flat character later on, who's the lead villain of the movie, it's just a very flat villain, and I'm very unimpressed with how they handled the villains in the movie. And even though it was nice to see a Steven Soderbergh vibe to the movie, it just feels a little too pretentious after a while, and the execution just tries so hard to be the next Out of Sight or the next Ocean's 11 that it just doesn't try to be its own thing. And that I think that's one thing that's really going to wear this film down in the long run is it's just trying so hard to be the next Out of Sight or the next Ocean's 11 or even the next Duplicity if we really want to get heavy into it. Duplicity was a Tony Gilroy movie. Had a vibe similar to this movie too, but it just felt a little too pretentious, and I really wish it just could have been its own thing, but it just tries to be so many other stuff that it just doesn't quite work as well. I also felt that this film tried to be too many genres at once. At one moment, it's a romance film, then it's a thriller, then it's a heist film, then it's a drama, then it's an action film. It's trying so hard to be so many things. And at the end of the day, once again, it just feels messy and sloppy. And I really wish they could have worked with a better script here for the movie. Overall, I'm going to give Focus a 7.5 out of 10. It's an okay film. Might make for like an okay rainy day Redbox rental, but it's nothing I feel like you have to go urgently have to go out to the theaters to see. If you like Will Smith or Margot Robbie, like I said, this might make an okay Redbox rental. You know, if it's a rainy day or it's a boring day, if you have your day off from work, it's a okay film to pop in maybe once. But I guarantee you probably won't want to see it again. I myself don't plan on seeing this a second time. I really didn't think it was that great, but 7.5 out of 10 for me. Focus is an okay film.